teach you how to make an invoice using the Crest accounting system. So quickly we are going to show you how we got to this invoicing module. So we are back to our dashboard. Let's go back to our dashboard. So this is your dashboard. You come to tax, you come to sales invoicing, and that brings us here, right? So this is where we make our sales. So this is the date, as you can see. Then this is the customer ID. The customer ID, you have to pick the name of the customer if it's an existing customer, and you click plus if it's a new customer, like a customer that is not in existence on the system, right? So if I'm an existing customer, I have two customers here. I have a cash customer, right? If you just type the name, if the customer exists, it will pop out. So I have another customer called Adegoki. You can see the moment I just type his name, he comes out, right? Now when he comes out, you can see the information of that customer shows here. But if this is a if you want to create a new customer that is not on the system, you want to track the customer, don't forget we use cash customers for working customers, right? Working customers are customers that just regular customers that just walk in and buys our stuff. You don't really need to store their information because they are probably one-time customer or they're just working customers, right? So you put all those kind of customers under cash customer. But for customers that you want to keep record of their transactions, or you are doing they do credit transactions, you definitely need to store their names on the system, right? So to do that, you click on this add customer to create a new customer. You put in the name of the company, right? Then the contact name, right? And the address. Address is the location. Let's say this person is calling from right? The phone number, the state, and you click on add to create this customer, right? All right. So I'm going to work with an existing customer. In this case, let me work with Ade Goke as a customer. So now, this manual invoice is where you put the manual invoice number. If you are copying these sales from a manual invoice, you need to put the manual invoice number, then the sales rep, then the items the person is buying, right? So let me pick one or two items. Say let me pick this one. He's buying two of these for 15,000. Don't mind the price, and he's buying this for 3 units of this for 3,500, right? Now you can see that the total of this sales is 40,500. Now I want to make something clear. A lot of people don't know that there's a difference between an invoice and a receipt, right? An invoice is a document to back up a sales that you made, while a receipt is an invoice to back up the cash receipt, the money you receive for that sales, right? So when a customer walks into your company and he buys something and pays, there are two transactions that have occurred on your system. One is the sales, the other is the receipt. When a customer walks into your office and he buys something and he says he's going to pay later or he's going to pay after some time, that is like for credit sales, right? Now that invoice, that is just an invoice. There's no receipt because there's no money that exchange has, right? So in this case, now let's say this man bought something of 40,500, right? If I go by default, this is an invoice. So if I go ahead and post by default, this is an invoice with no receipt because there's no payment on this. So what the system will do is it automatically the system will debit Mr. Shegun Adegoke of this value 4,500, and Adegoke will be one of our creditors, or of our debtors, sorry, will be one of our debtors on the system, right? Because there is no payment. But on the other hand, if Adegoke made a payment, right, then we will now come here and include it as a receipt. You come here and say add receipt, right? So you can see the invoice is 4,500. So let's say he paid 30,000, right? Mode of payment, cash, account, cash on hand, right? And I'll say add. So that means Adegoke made sales, bought something of 4,500 and made payment of 30,000. Balance 10,500. So the 4,500 is the invoice, while the 30,000 is the receipt, right? So understand the difference. Okay, then this is an invoice balance of 10,500. That means Mr. Adegoke is owing us. If I go ahead and post this, okay, now the system is telling us that we don't have enough of all these items on our system, right? And that includes invoice number 1 and